All right, so if you're just starting out and you're wondering how hard wire wrapping is, um, I'm just gonna say, yeah, it's hard at first because you are gonna be overwhelmed. You're gonna get frustrated for sure. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of practice to get to the point where you can move on to better tools, better wire, and learning more difficult techniques. So I started this about 14 years ago. I started in 2006, and this is my set of my first tools. I got a pair of round nose pliers. They're pretty big at the end here. Yeah, and I don't know what it is, the spring back, there is no, I had to use my middle finger to maneuver the pliers. Same with the flat nose pliers as well. I even noticed that I put that tool saving goo on here so I wouldn't scratch the wire, because I was, when you first start out, you scratch, before you get used to your tools, you're gonna scratch all the wire. And with time and patience, that tends to go away when you have a better feel for your tools. But better tools helps with that too. So these two don't have springs. What I mean by that is, like, this pair of chain nose pliers has a spring here. I don't know what you call it. I call it a spring. So when you close it, it automatically springs open, and that's very helpful when you're working with wire. Now these two, I'm not sure where I got these, but these were this round nose pair of pliers here has a cutter on it too. See that? I can't remember if I used it or not. I'm sure I did, but yeah, so I needed to use my middle finger to open it once I closed it, and that became a big pain in the butt. Same with the flat nose pliers. These have a little spring there. These are my curved chain nose pliers. They also have the goo on there. The non-scratching, I forgot, tool, I forgot what it was called, but it's like a rubber cement and has since dried up, so I don't use it anymore. Once you practice and you get better at your technique, you don't scratch your wire anymore, so I stopped using it. But these are my chain nose pliers. Pretty small in general, but the tip here is pretty thick. And then I have this set of itty bitty baby tools. I have round nose pliers, some cutters, which are pretty tough, and some chain nose pliers. So this is what I was working with when I first started out. And at the beginning, this is one of my first necklaces I made. So I made, see, I wasn't very good at hiding my little pokey ends here. So if I were to wear this now, this would really scratch up my neck. And so I got some tools, probably from the hobby store. Probably Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something like that. I bought a bunch of beads, and then I put them together, and I did wire wrap them together, which, with a very thin wire, probably the coated copper wire, looks like 24 gauge. But as you can see, my loops are all different sizes. The wraps aren't too bad, but they're pokey ends sticking out everywhere. So this is one of my first ones. Nah, that's all right. I think I wore it once. This is further along, practicing. These are little moonstone beads, which I love. Moonstone is one of my favorite stones. But, oh look, and I have these tiny little sterling, I wonder if they're sterling. silver beads in between. You can hardly see them. And then these little barrel beads. So that was one of my first ones as well. I did make a homemade clasp. Look at this. So made a little hook clasp with my copper wire. So that's not too bad. So the wire, when I first started, I have a bunch of craft designer wire. I don't know if this is from Hobby Lobby. I got all kinds of colors, red, pink. Silver colored copper. Doing some on the spools. 20 gauge. I think these are all 20 gauge. Yeah, 20 gauge. And what I did first starting off was make a bunch of dangles. Hobby store trick. Do not buy anything full price. Especially Hobby Lobby, if it's not on sale this week, wait till next week. It'll be 50% off. That's my tip for Hobby Lobby. Michael's, if it's not on sale, use a coupon. There's always, same with Hobby Lobby, there's always a 40% coupon. Don't ever buy anything full price. Now there's a few select things that never go on sale. But this kind of stuff, yeah, I buy things on sale. So I have a bunch of beads here, a bunch of charms. Sometimes you can get like 2 and then you can make a pair of earrings out of them. There's a frog. It's a doggy, a fish, love, a baseball. But this is what I used to do a long time ago. And that's how I learned to make spirals, make my wrap loops. And when I do that, I'm going to use my old tools. If you can get good at wire wrapping with your cheaper tools, you'll eventually graduate to better tools and better wire. My first set of tools I graduated to, I splurged and bought a set of Linstrom. These have a plastic spring on them. And I only have one left. You know, here's a tip for you. Don't throw your tools away. I had a set of these. I think I had straight chain nose, round nose, flat nose, and those 3 are gone. They went missing. I couldn't find them anywhere. And the only thing I can think of is they fell in the garbage somewhere. So that was an expensive, really expensive boo-boo. So I only have this one left. So I went and bought myself, this is after making a few jewelry sales. Thank goodness. My people wanted to buy my stuff, and I thought that was pretty cool. So got some cash, and I went and bought a set of, what are these called? Swans. I need my glasses. Hold on a second. Okay. I can't see a thing nowadays. I need my readers. Swanstrom tools. I think these were from Rio Grande, but these are really nice. These make you spoiled. I really like these. These have lasted me a while so far. And I will not throw these out, I hope. Okay, so I'm going to put those to the side, and I'm going to go old school and try to make some, let's see, little dangle charms with my old tools. I gotta go back to using my middle finger to open and close, which doesn't help your hands out. I'm going to make the spiral first. So I'm going to use this little guy. Isn't it cute? So cute. So, big advice today is, if you're wondering, is wire wrapping hard? Yes, yes, yes. Just like anything, you need lots of practice. Do it over and over and over again. And get the basics down before you move on. I can tell you from experience, I've tried to move on way too early and you just get frustrated and just disappointment and don't want to quit over it. So I suggest not moving on until you feel confident. Practice, practice, practice. I am at that point right now. I am learning how to digitally paint. The beginning of last year, I got an iPad Pro and downloaded Procreate. And I'm learning to digital paint, so I'm trying to do something on that along those lines every day, and just keep on learning, keep on practicing, and so someday I'll be good. All right, here's my swirl. I'm going to grab a bead. So let's see, I have red, what is that, hot pink, red, fuchsia. I have a fuchsia wire. Let's do a fish. I think that's a fish. Anyway, okay, so let's make a loop. So yeah, just get yourself a set of tools, either from the hobby store. This is hard. The hobby store, Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Get yourself some craft wire and some beads, some charms, and just practice, practice, practice. And to this day, I still have, I am in business with my mom, and we've been doing this for years. So we have a ton of dangles, and we'll sell one here and there, and but they're still around because we made a ton. Okay, flat. All right, so there's one little charm. What I also bought at the I bought a bunch of these key rings and lobster clasps at Hobby Lobby. So cute little keychains. Throw this on the keychain. There you go. You can make. I suggest making a ton. Earrings too. Wait for a sale. Buy your earring wires at Hobby Lobby. And you can buy double charms and make earrings. Just make a bunch. Make another charm for you, or a dangle with a charm. See, this was $1.99. I bought it for $1 because it was 50% off. So this is a cute little love charm. Adorable. So I'm going to make a loop. And before I close, I'm going to make a wrap loop. And before I close the loop, I'm going to throw the charm on. So my old school pliers. Make a loop. Just like that. before I close it. And don't forget, I always do that. I close my wrapped loop and I forget to put my charm on. Or if I'm making a chain, I forget to hook it to the chain. So, all right, so let's see, grab it. I'm gonna grab it with my pliers. Wrap it around. I'm not used to these tools anymore. This is kind of tough. Look at me struggle. This wire is on the harder side too. I am used to sterling silver, which I buy dead soft, and it is very, very soft compared to this. This is kind of rough. So once you get, if you get used to wire wrapping with cheaper tools and harder wire, and you get confident enough to move on, like I did, at some point you're like, I want to work with sterling silver. I graduated at the time, I graduated myself to sterling silver and gold fill wire. I'm not sure if gold fill wire is in anymore. I'm kind of moving away from it. It is expensive, and I can't get square wire. I can't get certain sizes anymore, so I'm not sure if they're not making it anymore or what, or the demand's not there. But instead of gold fill, those don't even cut. I'm gonna use my old ones. Instead of gold fill wire, I moved on to copper. Copper is a lot cheaper than sterling, and copper is beautiful. So you can find some soft copper wire online. Parawire has it. I just bought myself a whole bunch of Parawire, bare copper wire, because I love it. I love being able to polish it. Same with sterling silver. If you scratch it, you can polish it. You can oxidize it and then polish it back up again. I like doing that. Enameled wire, you can scratch and then you can't buff it out. You take the coating right off. So there's my little love charm. I'm gonna throw a bead on it. What'll go good? A cat? A cat head? How about looks like I've got a cat body and a cat head. Well, that looks cute. See, there's so many things you can do. You can buy a ton of beads on sale and just play. Make a loop. Again, oh my god, I don't like I don't know how I used these pliers back in the day. Look, they're falling off. Oh, whoops. They're falling apart. Before I close that loop, what do I want to do? I wanted to throw a lobster clasp on there. But they don't have any jump rings, so I'm just gonna feed that right on here. Oh, here we go. And lock that right in. So is wire wrapping hard? I guess it varies from person to person. Some catch on faster than others. I'm not sure where I fell on that spectrum, but just work at it. Keep doing it. Do it every day. That's what I'm doing with my digital painting. Do it every day. over and over thousands of times, and you'll get good. That's my advice. So there's another charm. All right. So there you have it. Are you still here? Thank you so much for sticking with me through that. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. This is Gertie. She's my little helper. If you want to see more wire wrapping videos, just hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified, right? All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.